Welcome to the General's Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and what is up? Welcome to Company of Heroes 2 Overlord. We'll be playing as our OKW.
And Wuff will be the British. So 2 British games in a row. I just feel deprived of my British. You know, after all the tournaments, all the Warpaint Championship, even our tournament that we ran for the GG mod. No British, man.
No British at all, Machine. Yeah, I don't... It has been ages. It was kind of weird casting the last game. There were inventory sections and just, yeah, no, it was truly odd after Warpaint and such. So keen to be seeing them again. Nice to see at least a few players are using them in the 1v1s.
Yeah, I think that last game kind of showed why Commando isn't very good, because you don't really have that many good support abilities, whereas Vanguard, you know, you have the air supply the air landing officer, you have the commanders you can build, but one of the main things about Vanguard is you have that rocket strafe, which is so good versus vehicles. That makes a massive difference in those tank battles, which is what often the late game comes down to, as well as the crocodiles. So, not a fan of the Vanguard we have. Yeah, Vanguard we have here, which is much better than the Commando we saw. I think Vanguard is a very nice commander. Yeah. Also, raid operation helps so much in those VP situations. Yeah,
like Commando is like, it's okay in team games. I think that's really where it shines, but not so much in the 1v1s. Certainly have used it to full effect in team games, but I haven't really seen it pulled off effectively in 1v1s. This is actually quite smart from Overlord. He's not engaging into these infantry sections behind heavy cover, kind of forcing them out of it, forcing them to cap, and then looking for engagements. So
takes a lot of damage there.
Yeah, didn't really have another option though.
Yeah, the garrison only has one window, so on each side, so it's kind of bad for anything other than MGs. But aggressive plays here from Overlord. Going to take. It doesn't take the cutoff, but I suppose it isn't actually connecting anything, so it doesn't really matter too much. Didn't have the munis point down the south connected.
Strat point block going to work out here for Wuff. He should be able to get some damage down to these Volsks. They ain't behind heavy cover. Waiting for the Vickers to show up so he can force these Volks out of position. They might get caught way out of position here, Machine. The Vickers are going to be setting up. There's a flank coming in, the Stum Pioneers, but the 2 infantry sections are focusing them down. The Vickers doesn't get the angle in time. That means the Volks Grenadiers are going to be collapsing in. All 4 of Overlord's squads are in the area. The Stum Pioneers are going to be retreating, but they're taking a heap of damage. They are going to be wiped by the infantry sections. The Vickers now setting up as well as a perfect angle on all these Volk squads, but they're just attacking it head on. They're all focusing down the Vickers, and the Vickers are going to be dropped 1 model at a time. We see the retreat coming out. It's probably going to be too late. No, the Vickers actually survives this. Infantry section surviving the entire time, and we see Overlord retreat all of his squads. That was a pretty intense engagement for 3 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's rare you see battles that hype this early on. I mean, a very close escape there with the Vickers, the suppression just coming through, but that was kind of weird. I don't know why Wuff actually refaced the Vickers to begin with. I feel like if he just stayed where he was, he would have suppressed the 2 Volks first, and then he could have retreated. I suppose that the Vickers doesn't suppress amazingly fast, so maybe he worried that it wouldn't actually suppress in time. But regardless, Overlord losing a Stum Pioneer squad is definitely a rough start. It's an expensive squad to rebuild, especially versus the British that are generally going to be building mines. You do want to have that Stum Pioneer squad on the field.
I agree with that, Machine. It seemed like such a good engagement for Overlord as well, until the point he dropped the Stum Pioneers. So close to getting the Vickers drop there, head on with the Volks, but infantry section do a lot of damage over time if you leave them unattended. This particular squad will be forced off, however.
Yeah, it was nice targeting that he focused the Stum Pioneers down. He didn't go for the Volks or anything like that. You always want to focus the Stum Pioneers first. So we have the truck now for Overlord. So could be mech, but looking at the territory, it would do battle group.
Battle group makes the most sense here, especially with those couple of low ball squads.
Yeah, this is really nice play so far from Wuff. He had the Royal Engineers there to close the distance against the Volks, while the Vickers suppress the targets. And it's rare that you see British have such a strong early game.
Yeah, really all about Overlord throwing everything into that engagement. And ending up coming out the worst for wear, dropping the Stum Pioneer squad. Volks really aren't going to do a lot inside of this house. There's only 1 window to each side. It's pretty limiting.
Yeah, will be the AEC unlocked, so that one should be coming out pretty soon. Battle Group, of course, going to be the tech of choice for Overlord.
See, Overlord focusing on maintaining control over a fuel point, one of the most important things when it comes to this early game. Down to 426 VPs as well, so that's certainly something he's going to have to stem.
Those Volks were too low to actually be here. I was going to say, if the Volks were there behind the light cover, they'd do very well, given how low the Tommies were and they weren't behind cover. But not having the healing just yet, so going to be suffering from that.
See another Storm Pioneer squad coming out here for Overlord, which certainly indicates... I mean, I don't know, I guess he wants to go for a Shrek. I mean...
Yeah, he has the munitions for it, and there is
it's not like you can't go Shrek and Sweeper with the...
Yeah, he can go both.
Yeah,
Shrek
assuming you get the correct upgrade for them, upgrade order.
Wait, is that still in the game?
Is it?
I don't know if they fixed that or not.
Did they?
I don't know.
Right.
Well, what Blake was referring to was that previously you could get both the Shrek and the Sweeper. I think if you got
Or was it
the Sweeper first, but I don't know if they changed, or at least
Did
if
they?
you
Yeah, I
if you
forget what
queued
they
it up.
did to that. I just remembered. Yeah,
It may have been a bug fix. There was a bug
I mean, that's
fix
why I
patch
first
lately.
assumed that. Yeah, because I was in two minds about it, whether the second Storm Pioneer squad was just for the Sweeper, but yeah, I guess we'll find out. So
When you're doing upgrades, as in like from the the game level, there's requirements, and you can set requirements to include or not include the queuing. And here we can see as soon as the Shrek is clicked on, the Sweeper goes away.
It goes away, yeah.
And I assume it's the same in reverse, but it wasn't always the case. Regardless, he's going to have a Shrek and maybe two Shreks, just because he hasn't actually got the second Sweeper yet, given that he has the munitions for it. He's seen the Royal Engineers, and there's actually two of them as well, so definitely mines are an option.
Certainly are a possibility. Currently just putting down some wire. Wuff investing the munitions elsewhere. Really nice map control still though. A triple cap on. Overlord already down to 375 VPs. Already 7 minutes 30 into the game. He really can't afford to take bad engagements because bad engagements bleed you VPs, machine. If you don't have them capped, you lose an engagement. You have to retreat. You have to reinforce. You have to get back on the field, and all of a sudden you've lost another 50 to 100 VPs. Yeah,
going down pretty fast. Already down at 350. As we are only 8 minutes in. I like the Shrek against the AEC just because the AEC's... Their infantry damage isn't amazing. It's nothing like a Stuart or a T-70, whereas going for a single Shrek against a Stuart or a T-70 is just disastrous. It's going to end up in a squad wipe. But it's going to be double Shreks, so the AEC will have very little impact, but it's a pretty big investment, given that's, what, 600? Yeah, 600 manpower for the two Shreks. You should fall behind in the infantry fights, especially when you combine that with the Vickers, with the two Royal Engineers.
Look at how much time this infantry section is buying. Just getting inside of a garrison, you stall things out, you force squads to engage against it. Meanwhile, there's still a double cap, and Wuff has captured the point you never actually capture. On
what?
The point you never actually capture. One more up. That one, or the island one. Yeah, it's so rare we actually see this because it's literally right next to your base. It's just...
Yeah, as the South player, you never really see this play get capped. It's a cutoff, though, for the fuel a lot of the time. So you see it decapped often, but yeah, you rarely see it fully committed to the capture, and part of the reason is because there's negative cover, so it's very risky to take
Wuff
that.
is playing insane. Look at this, another decap.
Yeah.
Coming in with his engineers. And the infantry section retreats at a perfect time. I doubt he'll even drop another model here. And just Overlord, I mean, what does he do from here? Has he actually gained anything? I mean, not really. The units can't do much from this position. They can't really push down and take that central VP. There's going to be a Vickers down there, additional squads. He doesn't gain anything by forcing these infantry sections off.
Put a mine down as well, and that's nice because there's no sweeper. What? I was gonna say he saw it planting, so he could destroy it with the ISG, but maybe he forgot or just rallied the Volks over it by accident. So it actually detonates there, where I thought he was just gonna blow that up pretty quick. Maybe he didn't see it planted.
Pretty ridiculous income here. Overlord plus 11 on munitions compared to the plus 47 for Wuff. Plus 29 fuel compared to plus 7 for Overlord. So he's starting to reconnect to his fuel point and should start the income of those 2 resources flowing again.
Yeah.
Really few model drops as well here from Wuff. Has, as a general rule, been avoiding big engagements, so hasn't dropped a lot of models.
There's a lot of options here for Wuff. Given that there's already double Shreks, it may be worth him going for weapon racks or even squad sizes or both instead of going straight for the Cromwell, which is normally what you want to do because the Cromwell is just so strong. But 2 Shreks, you know, is a decent counter to that, especially when you have all the Volks there for the Shreks.
Single ISG out in the field. It seems as though that's Overlord's choice to try and come back into this game. Second one being built. 2 would, I don't know, surprise me a little bit, but certainly is one way to force these infantry sections out of their cover.
So he's the company command post, wants to rush out that Cromwell. And yeah, double ISG, so it's going to really limit Overlord's aggressive capabilities. I think he is content in just only holding 1 VP for now, up until he can get a call in Ostwind, I'll assume.
The capture point is being overrun.
Yeah, well, it's got to be the choice here, machine. Maybe adding on a Rakettenwerfer to help out these Shreks, and playing with that Ostwind could give him the potential to retake that central VP, especially if these ISGs start getting a bit of entrancy.
Maybe he'll go for the Command Panther. Given that...
Oh. It's a really nice cancel there by Wuff. Well played.
Yeah, I don't know if the grenade actually destroys it anyway, though, because it's an incendiary grenade.
Doesn't have initial burst damage, though? What is that classed as? That?
Well, because it's to do with penetration. You need to penetrate the mine, which is why you can't damage it with small arms. Or flamers, for example. But anyway, so...
But doesn't AoE damage? Like, isn't that...
Well, but AoE damage also needs penetration.
Okay, yeah, I suppose so.
The ability is ready now. The ability is ready now.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter.
We'll have to work it out. It seems as though Overlord seemed to think it would, though. I many a time have misjudged players and tried to finish a mine as they were firing at me and paid the price, having it blown up in my face. I love that triangle wire. It's always good fun on the entrances to garrisons.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially because he was the British player, right? Wuff. So it makes Jaegers a lot harder to use. There's only 1 door there as well, so I believe they actually will stay there. If you just wire off the door, as in 1 horizontal wire, they just warp through the wire. But if you do a triangle, it actually does keep them there, and it will definitely prevent the Jaegers from escaping. So Wuff's locked in his mobile urban assaults. Yeah,
mobile assault urban squad sizes. Tactical advanced regimen.
I mean,
support.
Urban Assault makes more sense given that it has like commandos and, you know, flamers and such, but whatever. So maybe looking for land mattress here, special double ISG. That's actually quite clever. We'll counter that pretty effectively. And it's going to be the Panzer headquarters, so not going to be a call in Ostwind or a Command Panther.
It's been scouted.
Yeah, this is vulnerable. He's focusing it now. Are there any other squads moving up? The Cromwell...
Oh, the A6 is mad damage down on this. It's worth leaving the infantry section here. This could be game-ending machine.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to get it,
He's going to land a Faust here. He's actually not focusing it. Now he's focusing a little bit late, though. You can probably get it, though.
It's worth even losing this AEC for it. Should leave it there.
Yeah, the ISGs may kill it if he actually gets a lucky shot off, but no, loses the Panzer headquarters.
Brutal.
Wow, that's disastrous now. Overlord can't even afford an Ostwind. The AEC goes down, but as you say, Blake, definitely worth it. Wuff's gonna have a Cromwell and a land mattress, and Overlord is completely out of options.
Wuff should just straight up be able to end this game, short of losing that Cromwell. Once the land mattress appears, which is quite soon, another couple of CPs, the only barrier between Wuff and that land mattress is just incredible pressure. The ISGs won't have any impact. The Cromwell by itself isn't really going to be bothered by the Shreks. We have to see Overlord go for a Ketten now.
That being said, Wuff did lose a squad of Tommies. So that is one little opportunity that Overlord has here. His infantry firepower is a bit better, but as I say that, I see we now have double equipped Brens. So that's going to be very hard to deal with, especially as his Volks don't even have STGs.
Overlord does not have a single squad that can deal with these infantry sections. It will be the Rocketton coming out now. Absolutely crucial to try and stall this one out and prevent the Cromwell from having any more impact than it already has had. Oh! Oh, no! Oh, machine! We have nightmares. I have nightmares about that.
That's rough.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Overlord. I'm sorry, man. People shouldn't have to see things like that, machine.
I mean, you could say that he should have waited for the Cromwell to fire and then retreat, given that he was behind heavy cover. But yeah, that clumping in the AoE of the Cromwell is a nasty combination. And Overlord actually locked in his fortifications, and that's... I don't know, that's interesting, because maybe he wants to go for the Pack 43, but against the land mattress, that would be absolutely disastrous. And yeah, the Cromwell's damage pretty good. I mean, the issue there is squads, they just clump up so much when they enter and exit cover.
Infantry squad trained
Yeah.
and ready to go.
I mean, Wuff hasn't revealed the commander choice yet, but you could assume it if you were playing as Overlord. You're saying, which is the most appropriate commander to choose against double ISG? And the answer would be, yeah, I want to go for a land mattress.
Yeah.
Most of the time, so.
I mean, if he went for a Command Panther, then the Vanguard would have been really nice for the Thunderhawk strafe.
Yeah.
But if it is a howitzer, it's a Pack
43. Wow.
Maybe we'll see the land mattress come out mid build time and then cancel it. But he doesn't even have the command point, so no, this will be the Pack 43 finishing. It's a nice unit. It's going to be really great against the Cromwell, but it's just, of course, the land mattress hard counters this.
Yeah, and certainly is a non-fuel oriented way to deal with this medium tank pressure that could otherwise end the game, with Overlord having lost that Panzer headquarters, a very, very expensive thing to lose. Cromwell might be in trouble here. Oh no, it backs off. Okay, right. I thought it was going to stick around and duel with a Rocketton inside Pack 43 range. But...
Ready to go.
Definitely revealed.
Wuff can't click the land mattress fast enough. It's just the zero additional experience on the CPs. Click. It's just, I want a land mattress, please. I'll have 7 of them.
Yeah, I definitely can only imagine the thought process that Overlord goes through when he hears the land mattress fire. Just wait for it. And this game isn't live, and Overlord, I'm sure, lives in Europe somewhere, but I'm sure you can hear the oh crap moment as he hears the land mattress fire on his Pack 43. It's not super accurate, so it won't kill the Pack 43 right away, but it's going to definitely decrew it. And sooner or later, it'll eventually take it down, especially if we have a 6-pounder
That's really
move
unlucky.
up. Yeah.
It's like 2 shots to take that thing out. That's really unlucky, actually. Unlucky for Wuff. Wuff has got to assume it's decrewed.
Whoopsie.
I would assume it's
decrewed. Does he go backwards here? No, she goes sideways. This could end badly. Oh, he missed that one.
Yeah.
Maybe he was out of range and he attack grounded there.
That was a fair assumption from Wuff, though. I mean, I would have assumed that the decrew would come through.
Or maybe it wasn't would have attacked there, hence his angry dot points. But Wuff, you don't go backwards through the arc, you go sideways. Especially even better than reversing going back. You want to keep that momentum because of the way that acceleration and deceleration works. Is if you're dancing through an 80 guns arc, you don't want to stop. You want to keep moving and then just turn on the spot. But the land mattress, once it recharges, there should be a dead Pack 43. Might be worth actually walking a bit closer so he scatters less.
Certainly in the position where he can hold the territory and have the vision range to keep the land mattress safe, and Overlord with no squad in a situation where they can actually dive in on top of that land mattress.
So Overlord can go for his mech truck and go for King Tiger.
Stocks of better grenades.
That being said, though, I can't actually remember if it counts if the Panzer Headquarters doesn't finish in terms of the requirements.
I don't actually know.
Because obviously if the Panzer Headquarters is destroyed, it still counts as having unlocked the Panzer Headquarters, but given that it wasn't actually completed, I don't know if that counts towards it. So we'll have to see. But
I've never been in the situation, so I'm not sure. Yeah.
But maybe he'll just go for the Stuka as a means to try and counter the land mattress. Don't know if that works too well, though, because I don't think you'll destroy the land mattress even with a direct hit, but you will certainly decrew it.
We're losing
Wow.
a capture point.
I think it's a Panzer headquarters.
Yeah, given its
With
placement.
that positioning, it must be. It's Panzer headquarters. Wow, and it's so forward. Can you imagine if the land mattress fired again? Right roll.
Yeah, I don't think it would kill it that quick though. It has a decent amount of health where the Pack 43 doesn't. But it's
But
certainly.
when it's building, I mean.
Oh yeah, when it's building, yeah. Especially if he goes multiple land mattresses, which you normally see. Maybe we'll see like a Firefly come out just to be safe. The VPs are getting very low, however. 145 VPs
We
remain.
might even get some scatter onto this building Panzer headquarters.
Firing it now, it's pretty much max range though, so the scatter's pretty bad.
That was kind of a 50-50 between the ISG and the Pack 43. I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
Should never try and... Yeah, in my experience, when it comes to any game, you should never try and hit more things than you need to. You don't want to AWP shot in the middle of two terrorists when they're pushing down banana machines.
Right.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
just
I
pick
can-
one, take them out, and kind of go from there. Instead of trying to go for the double.
This is really important now because the Panzer headquarters is covering the VP, and the Cromwell can't attack the Panzer headquarters because the Pack 43. So he definitely needs to land mattress that down and then try and punish that Panzer headquarters because it's very far forward. He could kill that very quickly with an AT gun and a Cromwell. But actually got hit by a Faust here at the south, so the Cromwell's going to be inactive for a while.
Overlord is desperate when it comes to VPs. Yeah, 145 compared to the 426 of Wuff.
I suppose with two ISGs, especially as they do have a bit of vet, it's going to be a little bit hard for the 6-pounders to just punish that Panzer headquarters. Especially if you have two of them grouped together in the middle. But Overlord, yeah, this is an interesting spot to be in. He actually rebuilt the Panzer headquarters, so that obviously denies the King Tiger anytime soon.
Another big advantage of the placement of this Panzer headquarters is the ability to stop commando pops onto ISGs and the Pack 43.
Oh, like here.
Yeah, obviously
yeah,
with spawn commandos, even the other garrison, but yeah, that's obviously the best one. I mean, that's not ideal, I suppose, but like one of the other ones further back, like in the middle or something like that. It does stop the pop from that garrison in particular. The Panzer headquarters will cover it and cover the ISG because you can easily see commandos pop out, gammon bomb the Pack 43, gun down the ISG, and all of a sudden and then just retreat, and all of a sudden you lost two of those supporting units.
Yeah, one thing about the OKW Pack 43 is you can't actually heal it. Short of rebuilding the battle group, which you can't actually do until the battle group is destroyed. You can't heal this. You have the medical crates from the Stern Pioneers, but the Pack 43 can't pick them up. Whereas with Wehrmacht, you can build another med bunker, which is much cheaper.
It has a big gun and little hands, so...
Yeah. You can use the medical supplies that the Grenadiers and all the infantry have. So you have a lot more options. Land mattress is firing. Of course, the command bunker you can build to reinforce, which you often see in team games. Yeah, you finally decrews it, but not a lot of damage there. Again, I feel like he should be moved closer because that max range is not amazing. Well, that do a lot of damage now. But yeah, one Cromwell shot will finish that off. He's going to recruit that pretty fast, I think.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Certainly isn't playing this land matches as well as it could be played. Wuff still hasn't gone for anything really. I mean,
Wow.
maybe he's just playing the reactive popcap game machine. Kind of.
What
you know,
is the
floating
reactive
up-
popcap
the
game?
reactive popcap game. The game where you have lots of resources, but you don't know what to go for, and you wait for your opponent to go for something, and then you respond by filling out your popcap with whatever the hell you want. So. The strategy you can use when you're as far ahead as Wuff is getting the perfect composition when you are filling out the pop cap. And Overlord will be going for Obers, and that should be the signal for Wuff to go for something. He's actually going for a Comet here.
Yeah, nice call because you know the worst thing you can do is build a Firefly and then an Obersoldaten squad shows up.
Exactly, yeah. In this case, it's actually going to be double Obers. So if we won't have a chance to see it cancel here from Overlord because the Comet is going to be fantastic coming up against these double Obers.
Yeah, it's quite durable as well, so the Comet can take a lot of punishment from the Shreks, the Raketans, the Pack 43s. I can't remember if it's 2 Pack 43 shots or if it's 3. Of course, the Cromwell has 2 shots, as are most tanks, but the Common has more health than your average tank.
If Wuff is playing this intelligently, he just wins this game by camping the north and south of VPs, because it's one of those maps that where the Pack 43 thankfully doesn't cover like 3 VPs or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
It will only cover 1. You can just sit a Cromwell on 1 VP with an engineer squad, set the Comet on the other VP with an engineer squad. I mean, what is Overlord gonna do? Run his ISGs at them and shoot them down? He has the Raketten, he has 1 Storm Pioneer squad with a Shrek and... Oh,
sorry.
Phase.
The wire placement there, there's a big gap there. But either way, there's a lot of Volks moving down here. The infantry preservation's been pretty decent from Overlord, so he still has this good infantry fighting force. His Obersoldaten, they're pretty weak at Vet 0, especially as he is versing, you know, the double equipped vetted infantry sections, but once they get vet, especially that Vet 2 spike, they do become pretty deadly. Bit of damage coming through from the incendiary grenade, and the land match was firing on the Volks. It hasn't really had much of an impact, has it?
Not really, Machine. No, that has been used at max range. And when it,
there we go.
Castle's Curse.
Wow.
Why did you have to jinx him, man? Overlord was doing fine. You had to jinx him. Why'd you do that? That's mean. That's real mean. You're a mean dude, Machine.
Sorry.
You're a mean dude. Will be a squad wipe, in fact. That's the thing with the land mattress, though. All you need is 1 shot landing properly, and then squad wipes, man. Squad wipes.
Fires so many rockets.
Yeah.
Okay, this Raketten's on his own. He's a little bit outmatched here.
Should not fire a shot. This is a retreat moment.
Because now he's actually bought a bit of time for the Comet to be pretty much point blank range, but deciding not to commit to the chase here. Buff doesn't want to be a little bit too greedy, especially he knows the Pack 43 is nearby. But as you say, there isn't a response to these tanks when they're pushed away from the Pack 43. However, they are driving directly into the Pack 43.
Come on, move! Wuff? Wuff, no! What are you doing?
So it's actually 3 Pack 43 shots, though. That Shrek would have made the difference if it penetrated, but even then, the second shot doesn't fire.
Look, by the grace of Iron Jesus, the truck shell actually tanked the first Pack 43 shot, and then we didn't even see Wuff back away.
So he's going for a Jagdpanzer IV. That's really nice, but you can't depend on the Jagdpanzer IV versus the Comet. It just has so much health and armor. It's really fast, especially with the war speed, so we can flank the Jagdpanzer very easily. The Jagdpanzer does need support. Cromwell.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I mean, if he fully commits to the Pack 43, he can maybe circle it, but that would have ended badly with that Jagdpanzer there. I guess he just wants to gets that down. That's doing a bit of damage with the 6-pounder, so this is a nice play if the Land Mattress Barrage finishes it off.
That was, yeah, okay. Take it back. That was actually quite a nice play. Got the vision for a couple of direct M1 shots. That was well calculated by Wuff. I thought there was no follow-up because I was looking and I'm like, is he scouting for artillery? And it's like, okay, no, there's just a 6-pounder. Just needs vision on the area, so that does make sense.
Mortar pit.
Yeah, I don't like the positioning machine. It doesn't cover a lot of important ground, however, it is very safe. I feel as though that could have been placed on either of the 2 VPs, and the land mattress could have been on the other one, and then you have the anti-blob in the area, as well as having counters to everything on the field.
Okay, Comet's going to be going in. Actually, the 6-pounder fired a shot as well. We had a squad wipe, and another one, I think. Wow. Only 1 Tommy squad left. Will he commit to this? Yeah, he kills it. See, that's what I meant. The Jagdpanzer IV, you got to be very careful with it. Maybe that dive was a little bit greedy, I suppose. You wanted to find, I think, the Cromwell,
yeah.
or maybe even the land mattress. It will die pretty quick if the Jagdpanzer fires on it. The 6-pounder was there to cover it, so good play by Wuff.
They're dropping a couple of infantry sections there. Didn't really need to, and has lost the infantry pack-a-punch of his army, so we'll have to replace that with something. Could even go with another tank. I mean, there are 2 Obers on the field. Ah!
Oh my god.
We need to put a notice to viewers to wear, like, safety goggles when they're watching this game to avoid eye damage. Like,
why do tanks do that?
I don't know, Machine. Why do they do that? I just don't know. I would like to see another tank though. As I was saying, you know, double overs on the field, Volts with SCGs, yeah, whatever. Like, more tanks is good, especially when Wuff has the fuel float.
Going for his King Tiger, he has the truck on the way. Optimistic given his VP situation, but there isn't really much he can do against the Comet and the Cromwell. I mean, maybe a Panther, but you know, Panthers aren't too good, and they're expensive, 200 fuel.
So another inventory section is not a terrible idea. Brens are going to be available for Wuff. He has a decent munitions float. Even Vet Zero Tommies with Brens are still a damage threat behind heavy cover. So yeah, I can understand that choice.
He has the infiltration commandos. They're not very good though.
Not really, no. I'd still take a double Bren squad of infantry section any day at this stage in the game.
This is so expensive, and if you don't get a wipe with it when you spawn the infiltration commandos, then they're a bit of a dead weight. They don't have enough health to charge up to anything. And the reinforcement cost is, you know, it's pretty high. They can be nice if you wait in ambush, especially when you have the gammon bombs, but you know, that's only really if you're defending territory, and that's not what Wuff is. I mean, it's often not what we'll see, given that the game is pretty reactive between the different VPs.
The Volts should not be standing there, machine.
Well, it's the
Zeroing
yeah.
was coming in, yeah, Zeroing Artie coming in.
Well, the Zeroing wouldn't hit the Volks though, because it only hits enemy targets, I believe.
Right.
Because I think it intentionally. Yeah, well, it has random shells, but I think it ramps up if targets are visible.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not just that it targets enemy units because it can like hit other spots. It is actually.
Well, yeah.
It did see the mortar pit there.
And
as
just
well,
the fact that it was so close to the mortar pit, mortar pit would have killed the Volks. Using the White Phosphorus Barrage forces the Rocketans away. Very strong ability, given the range especially.
The enemy have destroyed a forward emplacement.
No reason really for Wuff not to have map control here.
Yeah, this is interesting. Going for the middle is an option now that Panzer Headquarters is down, but it is risky given the proximity of the ISGs. He's actually retreating the ISG through the land mattress barrage. Okay, he realizes it now and goes to the side.
It's safe play with the land mattress, but that means it's just not having the impact that it needs to have, machine. It's just. Why not move it to the middle VP here? The only thing you're really vulnerable to is ISG barrages. And the only way that Overlord gets ISG barrages is if he leaves the ISGs where they are, hopes the land mattress doesn't fire at them, and then fires at the land mattresses like counter fires against it. So I'm assuming that's why Wuff isn't playing aggressive with the land mattress. He doesn't want to lose it to the ISGs. But yeah, I personally wouldn't leave my ISGs where they were, where the land mattress was firing.
The other option is another squad of Vickers.
Our capture point.
HMGs are generally good late game to rebuild because you don't have to worry about the veterancy downsides of them. A Vet 0 Vickers is going to suppress a Vet 5 squad of Obers, you know, or even a Volks. So that can be nice to rebuild. Okay, once again, the Pack 43 is going to be getting a shot off. And he kills the Cromwell. Like, what was he doing there? He just needs to play around the sides. You know, Cromwell at the north, Comet at the south, or vice versa. And, yeah, just put a Vickers on each VP. How do you deal with a Vickers and a tank on each VP?
You don't. That's the answer, machine. You don't. You don't deal with that. That is not a thing you deal with.
And Overlord is going to have his King Tiger eventually, and that's going to be game over. He has a 6-pounder and a Comet. I mean, the Cromwell went down just then, so...
Comets are awful, but, you know, using a King Tiger in conjunction with the safe zone of a Pack 43, and then all of a sudden your Comets are going to have a terrible time.
Well, that's the thing, is the King Tiger has so much frontal armor that you basically have to flank it.
Yeah.
And the Comet is amazing at flanking any tank because of how fast it is, especially with the war speed, but as long as the King Tiger stays anywhere near the Pack 43, then what are you going to do? You're going to have to go for a Firefly, you're going to have to go for Piats, which don't really work because the King Tiger's infantry damage is just crazy. Yeah, he's spreading himself too thin. He's trying to go for all 3 VPs at once, and we have Volks actually has a Bren rather than the STGs. Maybe that's why he didn't want to have that, so you can pick something up. Actually gets a Faust off here, but The Roketan had to be retreated given how close he was, especially with the grenades. And Mattress firing. Okay, he's going to get this Pack 43 down, but unless he can actually destroy it, it's not going to be worth it. And he can't destroy it because the damage engine on the Comet.
Certainly needs to be repaired.
You can actually Gammon Bomb this. This would probably kill it.
Yeah, a Gammon Bomb would be a good idea here, Machine, but he's not going to get to it in time. Yeah, with the Obers in the area, it's not a smart call. Was quite happy forcing the ISG off here. Yeah, there are so many things that Wuff could have done. Double Land Mattress, for example, would be fantastic. Still go for another tank here. I mean, obviously just playing the reactive game, waiting for Overlord to actually commit to something. Got to assume King Tiger at this stage in the game, but
yeah,
you don't know.
He still has the resources to go for a Firefly, so the King Tiger isn't going to be the end of the world unless he runs out of his resources. And double Obers.
Yeah, those drops were pretty brutal.
It's because it wasn't behind cover. You really want to have the MG behind cover to avoid that. But then if it's behind cover, then it gets taken out by the ISGs easier because of the clumping. So you really want to build, you know, some sandbags, and then you've got both bases covered.
Well, finally finds the double cap, but it could be too little too late here, Machine. On 100 VPs compared to the 306. Wow.
Is he going to lose the Tommy squad? He gets out.
Thought so, but no, apparently not.
But now we have the Vet 2 spike, which is huge for the Obersoldaten.
I prefer the Vet 4 spike personally, but you know, to each their own. Yeah,
once again, Tommy's in the house, drawing a lot of time, but he can get naded now. But you have a backdoor you can evac from.
It's a good dodge.
Another land mattress. Okay, that's...
It's late.
It's great up until the King Tiger shows up. Yeah, very late, as you say. You could have had that one a while ago.
Yeah. There was no reason to not go... I mean, even... I guess going for the Comet made sense, but just go for a land mattress and go for another land mattress at some point. There were certainly stages in this game where a second land mattress could have come out. The mortar pit, I don't think it's had a huge impact. How many? I doubt the mortar pit, you know, it will end up getting destroyed, but doubt it really had any kills.
Mortar is vulnerable against double ISGs, or double mortars from Wehrmacht as well. Okay, that's gonna be a nice barrage if it gets the ISGs down. They are quite vetted up now. There's one of them.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
The other one as well, crawling out of the range, I think. You can never be too sure with a land mattress.
Yeah, that was the full double land mattress barrage.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Yeah, so that's both on cooldown now.
Central VP now going to be kept in favor of Wuff. Can at least hold the territory. Pack 43 should be decrewed for the majority of this game. Now the two land mattresses are available and firing. Though I would like to see staggered cooldowns come in from Wuff. It's always worth having a land mattress barrage available if we see some big grouping here from Overlord. So kind of using one to get some damage down onto a land mattress, and then using the other one when it's about halfway off cooldown. Then at least at some point you're going to have a land mattress available. Yeah, you use them both at the same time. It's the equivalent of just having one land mattress.
Well, if there's a big blob, like that was really nice double barrage.
It was, yeah.
Because there was the Pack 43 and the two ISGs in the same spot. If he aimed it backwards more, he probably could have got more damage off. But yeah, having one off barrage, it discourages your opponent from blobbing. So even if the land mattress doesn't actually fire, just knowing that it's available, it's going to force SOE Overlord to split up his forces a lot more, which is definitely going to make it harder to verse these Tommies if they're in good positions. But the King Tiger has arrived, and Wuff down in manpower, so until he gets a Firefly out, he's going to struggle against this.
For sure. Hopefully these engineers get cancelled as well. That's a big vampire investment from Wuff.
Wow.
Cancel them. You've seen the King Tiger. Cancel. Oh, no.
Unless he goes for Piats, but that's still not going to be amazing. You want to have multiple squads of Piats.
Yeah, it's a bit late for a paired investment machine, especially with these brand up infantry sections. They really can't transition into Piats. And individual squads with Piats against the King Tiger just don't work.
Okay, I think this is the beginning of the end here for Wuff. Both of the Obers are Vet 2, Vet 5 Volks, so Wuff definitely behind in squads, especially as he just lost a squad then. I mean, they've had 2 Comets, nice. So maybe we'll get some more wipes with the Comets in the land mattress. That's really all he can hope for. The land mattress is moving up, but now it's moving up right next to the King Tiger. The 6-pounder's in position, however.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
He takes 1 shot here. Pack 43 going to be decrewed. Second land mattress firing quite deep here, but doesn't find any solid contact with an ISG.
Pack 43 still survives. Weird barrage. You know, again, if you put like 1 there and 1 in the base, it would have been more effective.
Yeah, it could have been an ISG position though, Machine. We have seen Overlord playing with the ISGs a lot around that area, so...
I can't remember the range though. Maybe he couldn't actually reach the spawn, and that would have put him a bit more vulnerable to the King Tiger especially. Yeah, don't go for this VP. No, not worth it.
Yeah. Now, triple cap in favor of Overlord, and Wuff might be out of this game, Machine, unless we can get a counter to this KT out on the field. He's got so much fuel as well. 360 fuel. Surely this is Firefly time. Especially
when you have so much fuel, you really don't want to be bleeding manpower. He has the VPs to kind of just sit back, wait until he gets another Comet or another Firefly out. He could go a double Comet, so long as he nukes down the Pack 43 with the land mattresses.
So double barrage, you're thinking, onto the Pack 43 just to ensure it goes down, and then follow it up with the Comet dive.
Yeah, and finish it off as well. It's something that he hasn't done. He's decrewed it a couple of times, but he's never actually been able to wipe the weapon.
Strong Pioneers are now going to be repairing the weapon as well, Machine, so we won't see the Pack 43 go down anytime soon, or at least not to these mattress barrages.
One of the weaknesses here of this commander is the late game abilities aren't very good. The crew repairs is nice, and I like how he's actually using that now. The cover combat ability, it's not great, but it's worth popping if you have that much of a bank of resources, and we haven't seen him do that. It's a very neglected ability, which is a bit unfortunate, but definitely doesn't compare to the other British commanders in terms of the strafing runs, your bombing strikes, and those kind of abilities. Which is good to balance out the fact that the land mattress is just so insane.
A capture point is being overrun.
This is a little bit too far forward, though, for the King Tiger.
Six-pounder certainly can damage it. It's given the opportunity all the way back in its own base. So KT will need to be reinforced, repaired. Sorry now. 67 VPs compared to the 202 of Wuff. Won't take long for Overlord to burn those 202 down.
We've 200 points remaining.
Oh, actually gets a wipe there in the middle. That was an Ober squad, so that was... It was a risky one, but it was definitely worth it there. That's going to help out a lot. Wuff now still behind in the infantry firepower, but less so than before, especially as the Obers only get worse as the game drags out. And that's another barrage now.
The M1's somewhat overconfident here. Sure, you can fire at the KT at max range, but I wouldn't be walking up to it looking for a fight.
He goes for the ISG. Maybe he dive this with a Comet. Because he can take a couple of shots from that Pack 43. He's going to get a little bit low, the King Tiger. Yeah, where's the Comet? Okay, he's going in for it now, but there's actually squads of Volks there for the Faust, so that wasn't the angle of attack that he could go for.
Not successful, however, does save the 6-pounder. KT going to have to back away from this one with the Comet threat. Again, Wuff, he still hasn't gone for a tank here. 436 fuel float. Just doesn't have the manpower because of all this bleed. He's in a position where he can just stall out on 1 VP. I'm not sure why he's forcing the issue trying to take back the central one.
He's keeping the King Tiger down. That's true. Overlord's priority. Yeah, getting another squad of Sternpies is smart. He could have also gone for the repairing from the mechanized headquarters, the mechanics. Especially because it doesn't cost any pop cap, so it's really good late game to have those. So yeah, this game is kind of in a weird spot. Well, that could be the 6-pounder going down. No, the bush saves him for now.
This is going to be engaging in every area. Yeah, second Strong Pioneer squad out. I certainly agree with that one. More repairs in. Overlord, as you just pointed out, machine will have the zeroing arty available now as well with a 300 munitions float.
Oh, these Stim Pioneers, if they're repairing, they take a bit of damage, but actually he's going for the ISG in the middle.
Some good damage down.
Yeah, actually gets it. Maybe he'll wipe that with the Comet. You can actually smoke off the Pack 43 with the white phosphorus.
Then
I think
follow
it's
it up and take out
as a vision
the
blocker.
ISG.
Yeah, but should be recrewing that one, I think, pretty quickly.
There's another one. Could it be on the ISG? No, he's going for the Pack 43 this time. Oh, Vols came very close to eating a shell there, but survived.
King Tiger's fully repaired. Didn't take long, and that's the zeroing arty. Just as he's about to lose the middle VP, so nice timing. Yeah, needs to back away from this one. Ooh, King Tiger gets the engineers. Comet's perking up on the side, so nice little hit and run there with Comet, avoiding the Pack 43.
The central VP is now retained machine, and no chance for Wuff to run back into this one with the zeroing arty still going. So it turns into a very effective zeroing arty. A lot of munitions to blow through, but ends up fighting a squad wipe, a crucial one. And those engineers down. And less repairs. Forces the rebuild here coming out from Wuff. That's brutal. He actually rebuilds the engineers. Still with this ridiculous fuel float and down to 160 VPs now.
Blake just wants to see a Firefly. Actually, he goes for a double 6-pounder, so he must have rebuilt another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a whole VP strat here from Wuff.
Alright, it's 2 VPs.
It's going to be difficult though. He has to hold.
Oh,
he has to hold this middle VP as part of his caps because you can't against the King Tiger. It's just you can't split up your AT. You can't have one 6-pounder on either VP and expect that to actually hold off the King Tiger. The King Tiger will say no thanks. I'll take that VP, thank you.
Well, we have the Mills bomb upgrade now. Used one, but it was dodged. Oh, where's the landmass just gone? Oh, there, the ISG. Okay, that's down again.
ISG down. Almost destroyed as well.
So they're doing a fair bit of manpower bleed, though. Something we haven't really been mentioning is Overlord's having to constantly recrew all these weapons. And looking at the kills, 19 and 18. You know, Vet 2 is going to get extra damage. Vet 3 gives a better reload. So these land mattresses are becoming more powerful as the game draws out. And Wuff still does have a fair bit of time left.
Should be the decrew onto this Pack 43.
Yeah.
A complete inability to retain veterancy machine.
Well, it's Vet 3, so it's got a fair bit, but now it does go down. Both the ISGs are down as well, so Overlord's definitely getting stripped clean of all his weapons.
KT taking a couple of shots here, fighting straight up with a double 6-pounder and the Comet here. This could be the KT going down. The Pack 43's already been finished off.
Nice Raketin, though, forces the Comet to reconsider. Could even be the Vickers and the 6-pounder as well. Couple of losses here for Wuff.
And there were so many bounces during that engagement. That was insane. I think 2 full volleys from everything bounced against that KT. Certainly we saw some penetrations, but it's on 3/4 health, which should not be the case against double 6-pounder and the Comet. So unfortunate engagement for Wuff, doesn't actually find what he was looking for, but the Raketin's in a really good spot from Overlord. Even had the Stim Pioneers on the side to force off the Comet to prevent the dives because of those Shreks, so it was a really well played, well positioned fight from him.
Look at the arc on that Raketin. The Raketins do vet up so well. That's crazy. It's like it's a HMG now. It's basically a Vickers.
When you get it up to vet 5, it gets like a minigun barrel where it just like fires AT shots just doop, doop,
the
doop,
PPSH
doop,
Raketin.
doop, doop, doop.
Yeah, but it's very hard to keep alive because it just gets killed so easily, especially by tanks that it's supposed to counter. So it's hard to get vetted Raketins and hard to keep them alive.
When they do get to that spot, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So the ISG still haven't been recaptured yet.
57 VPs compared to the 131 of Wuff. Now with almost 600 fuel in the bank.
Yeah, I feel like that 6-pounder definitely should have been a Firefly, because then you have your tulips, you have the comet, you have a really nice combination of abilities that you can use.
Plus, the one of the big positives is just Firefly range, bro.
Yeah.
It means that the Firefly can poke the KT without being inside Pack 43 range, which is the dream. That's what you want. And it'll give Wuff the ability to hold that central VP, whereas previously he didn't have that.
King Tiger's pretty exposed here, rebuilding the Pack 43. I think he's putting it there so he can cover both VPs, since the Pack 43 does fire through shot blockers. Is he going for this one? He still has to be careful of the Rocket.
He's getting the forward scouting squad there with the inventory section, besides not to go for it with those obers on the side.
Ooh, this Pack 43 could kill it in 2 shots if it gets built. Is he baiting with the obers?
Seems like a machine.
Okay, it's finished.
Yeah, it's a bait. It is a bait.
Wow.
That's got to be a bait.
That being said, though, King
KT's so
Tiger's
low.
almost going down here. The 6-pounder's firing, so is the Comet. Pack 43 hasn't refaced just yet.
That 43 still hasn't refaced. That KT is incredibly low machine. Double string pioneer squads on the field, however. We even get the man, that land mattress could even finish this thing off.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. It's so low. It could do it. It could happen.
He's going for the Pack 43.
The dream could happen, yeah. The second barrage should be able to take this one out. The other worry, I suppose, for Overlord, the Pack 43 is even closer to the land mattress.
Even just the infantry sections can just gun it down. It's destroyed, so you can destroy that. You can finish it off very quickly. So it's a kind of a weird placement there of the Pack 43, and actually wipes Stim Pioneers. No, the grenade doesn't get the kill there.
Yeah, it wasn't quite in the right position, but seems as though the central VP will be capped back in favour of Wuff. He's down to 117 VPs, 43 here for Overlord.
He built more engineers. He definitely needs to destroy these weapons. There's 2 ISDs, a Pack 43, there's a Rocket, and the Comet should be destroying these, or the 6-pounder should be destroying these, is allowing Overlord to recrew these weapons.
Certainly something that can cost him the game machine. The Strong Pioneers are reinforcing, which is going to delay their time to respond to these repairs. They're going for it now. KT should be up and running well before Overlord is in any VP trouble. Trying to capture back the central VP now.
Double flamers. So, that's interesting. I mean, they're actually pretty good against Obers. But once the Obers get Vet 4, it can suppress them, which will make it a bit hard to close
Maybe
up.
the big 2-man flank on the Pack 43 to burn it to the ground.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay, this is 1 shot away from dying. Ooh. If this Comet goes down, Wuff has no chance. Yeah, doing a lot of damage against the Obers there with the Flamer.
Slow mattress again, as the KT tries to respond to this middle. 37 VPs now for Overlord.
The King Tiger is so exposed there,
Pack
but
43 has been destroyed.
given that how low he was in VPs, I think it's pretty reasonable for him to go for those aggressive plays. And it's going to be a Panzer headquarters being completed there. It's going to make it a lot harder to get this middle VP, which again, you know, you can avoid just by going for the north. It's good to rebuild that Panzer headquarters late game, given that it doesn't cost any pop cap. But Overlord has a lot of pop cap now. And also the fact that he can't build any tanks. So there wasn't really many things for him to actually spend his pop cap on.
Wuff will finally spend his fuel on a unit that I'm supposing is to play out VPs. Going for a Cromwell. Maybe he just leaves this on the south VP. Maybe he uses it to take the north. I'm not sure. Yeah,
it's a Cromwell rather than a second Comet, which is surprising. But this is not going to last very long. Yeah.
Buy some more time, but that's about it.
The capture point is being overrun.
Taking a hell of a lot of damage from that 6-pounder. Land mattress cooldown should be up soon.
White Phosphorus Barrage is so powerful. Those Obers are getting taken very low. Also, the White Phosphorus will combo well with a Flamer. But the White Phosphorus also kills models, where every other White Phosphorus that the US had doesn't actually kill models, it just damages them.
So you can walk out with a squad on 0 HP, but still having not dropped any models. Which is
yeah, but not with a
looks quite funny.
Oh, hitting the trees with the land mattress wastes a few rockets.
more damage down onto that Panzer headquarters. Not a lot now that's completed. KT still low. Half HP. Double Strum Pioneers are available to go for some repairs here.
Greater accuracy in this King Tiger. Bad news for the Tommies.
Certainly is Machine. And Wuff is actually using that Cromwell to take the Northern VP to force squads out of those garrisons. And capturing the VP now. Overlord's going to have to respond to that one, even with the middle being capped.
Zeroing Artie. Stall tactic.
Zeroing Artie covering the area. Wuff found a squad capping his southern VP, so Overlord actually lost that squad.
The key word, though, is that...
The decap came through.
Right, the key word is, though, that targets must be visible. Once you lose vision, it doesn't ramp up anymore, so that's a pretty big waste of that. Okay, this could be the end of the King Tiger here. There's only a Cromwell. Anti-hype.
The anti-hype Cromwell.
That being said, though, he's actually going to get a nice flank off, so maybe it will be. The hype has returned. He completely blocks it off. Your land mattress coming through as well. Volk's not firing the Faust as they get killed by the land mattress. Here comes the Comet. Is this going to be the end of the King Tiger? The Comet is so fast at Vet 3 that Raketten is dead, and there is the King Tiger. It's destroyed. Panzer Headquarters getting a rear armor shot on this Cromwell. So that's going to go down as well here, but that should be game over. Trying to rebuild the Jagdpanzer 4, but nope, denied.
Too late. The Comet swagging his way out. Veteran C3, Panzer Headquarters goes down. A good kill onto that KT. Call the Comet Ghostbusters, man, with that Tiger with the KT phasing. But
did you go through the Cromwell?
Oh yeah, straight through the Cromwell. Yeah, directly through. Full on spectral plays. Wuff knows it's over. Has a couple of squads stalling out these North VP and South VP. I don't know why this every section left the Central VP. That's kind of weird, but it's not going to be. It's not going to matter. VPs are going to bleed down. That's the GG.
Those Flamers actually did a lot better than I thought they would.
Yeah, they did.
Because
the Obers had to cap. They had to actually cap the VP rather than just standing at max range and firing.
Well, for a few reasons. I mean, the fact that Flamers ignore received accuracy bonuses, and then they're 4-man squads. So Flamers are good in general versus like those 4-man squads. And the fact that the vision was blocked by the white phosphorus, so the Obers weren't actually firing at the engineers, and then the engineers could fire through with the flames. But yeah, that was a weird game. I feel like that game could have ended a while ago. We said it multiple times there. When your opponent has a Pack 43, when they're locking down one VP, you know, whether it's British, whether it's OKW, you just play around the flanks. You know, one because each VP, a Cromwell, Comet, each VP. You have a couple of squads there
behind heavy cover,
some trenches
with
maybe.
Brens.
How do you deal with that?
You don't.
When your opponent is relying on Pack 43, on the Pack 43 as their anti-tank, you really can't abuse the lack of mobility, which Wuff just didn't do. He kept trying to butt heads in the middle VP, trying to cap all 3 VPs at once. He won it in the end. Overlord, his King Tiger couldn't remain at full health. He had to keep playing aggressively with it, given his low VP situation. But that'll wrap up this game. 57 minutes. It's been a long one.
Has been, Machine. As always, if you enjoy our content, please do consider supporting us on Patreon. We appreciate the support, since this is a full-time gig, and 7 days a week worth of video posting is pretty good for a YouTube channel. So yeah, we would appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. All the details are in the description, or of course just a PayPal donation for a once-off thing. But that'll wrap us up, and we will see you next time.
Cheers.